Monday marks 1 year since the first COVID-19 case was confirmed in Connecticut, and since then there has been more than 250,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases in our state. But the good news is the vaccine is here and we're making progress. 26% of all adults 16 and older in Connecticut have received at least their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. And as more people become vaccinated, the CDC now releasing new guidance saying if you have received both vaccine shots or the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine, you can safely visit other vaccinated people and unvaccinated people from a single household indoors without masks or social distancing.
The example would be grandparents who are fully vaccinated going to visit unvaccinated children and grandchildren where they might all be in one household.
Although this should only occur if the unvaccinated individuals are at low risk for severe disease. If not, you should continue to maintain social distancing and mask wearing.
So if that unvaccinated person is someone who has a high risk, say older age, other medical conditions, that kind of situation should be avoided without the preventive measures like the distancing and the masking.
During his press conference Monday, Governor Lamont saying despite the new guidance, COVID restrictions in Connecticut will not change anytime soon.
Still take another month or two before the broad cross-section of people have been vaccinated. In the meantime, it's a good thing to wear your mask and show respect for them, even if you have been vaccinated.
The CDC also says individuals are allowed to skip quarantine and testing if exposed to someone who has COVID-19 but is asymptomatic.
Now more and more data is coming out. There's data from Israel to show that the vaccine really protects against asymptomatic infections.
And health officials add, even if you already had COVID-19, it is still important to receive the vaccine.
We believe that getting the vaccine, the durability of your immunity is going to be longer than having had the actual infection.
And the CDC is still recommending individuals should delay traveling until there is more data on how much or how little vaccinated individuals can transmit the COVID-19 virus. In Hartford, it's Nia Maldonado, Fox 61 News.